This is the Let's Go Blues Minute brought to you by Puckdoku, the original hockey doku. Now here's your host, Jeff Ponder.
The NHL released the playoff schedule for the first round of the 2025 NHL playoffs. The St. Louis Blues will open their Western Conference quarterfinal matchup against the Winnipeg Jets on Saturday, April 19th at 5 p.m. Central Time. Games 1 and 2 will be played at Canada Life Center, while Games 3 and 4 will be held at Enterprise Center in St. Louis. If necessary, Game 5 will be in Winnipeg, Game 6 in St. Louis, and Game 7 back in Winnipeg. Blues captain Braden Shen said this week, quote, "This is what you play for. This is what you train for in the summer, and this is what you play for all year to have a chance at the Stanley Cup. Just have to get in, and anything can happen. We saw that last year, and we've been on a good run here. At the same time, we just can't be happy that we're in. Winnipeg's obviously a good team and going to present a good challenge for us. I don't think anyone gave us a chance, really, at the end of the day, where we were. I'm glad we kept it together. Too many good pieces in this locker room to not get into the playoffs. We felt if we played hard for one another, we could get the job done. It just took 82 games." Game 1 can be seen on FanDuel Sports Network locally and can be heard on 101.1 ESPN on the radio. The same can be said for the entire first round. As far as the rest of the matchup goes, Game 2 will be at Winnipeg on Monday, April 21st at 6:30 p.m. The first playoff game in St. Louis in over 3 years, and Game 3 of the series will be on Thursday, April 24th at 8:30 p.m. Game 4 is Sunday, April 27th at noon. If necessary, Game 5 will be on Wednesday, April 30th, with the time to be announced. That is the same for the rest of the series as well, if it goes that far. Game 6 will be on Friday, May 2nd, and Game 7 will be on Sunday, May 4th. Last night on Let's Go Blues Radio, Kirk Price and Bill Day discussed our favorite NHL prognosticator, Dom Liabushkin No Limit Soldier Conway of the Athletics playoff predictions based on his model that is never, ever, ever correct. He had the Blues listed along with the Flyers, Blue Jackets, Canadiens, Blackhawks, Ducks, and Sharks as, quote, basically out, and gave the Blues a 4% chance of making the playoffs. Bill and Kurt discussed this in detail, as well as previewed the first-round matchup. Watch the show's videocast at YouTube and Facebook, or check out the podcast, which will be available sometime later today. As far as the injuries go for the Blues, Robert Thomas was pulled from the final game of the regular season for precautionary reasons and did not participate in practice on Thursday. However, Jim Montgomery said that the practice was defense-based and thought Thomas didn't need the practice. He is fully expected to return to practice later today. Alexander Texier had some minor injuries at the end of the season, but he is back in practice and is playing in full contact drills. As far as breakout star Dylan Holloway is concerned, Montgomery shared an update before the Blues' final game of the regular season against the Utah Coyotes. He said, quote, "He's week to week still. He was on the ice before we went on the trip. He was doing some stick handling, but it hasn't been anything rigorous, even close to being ready to get back on the ice with us, so it's week to week. This likely means we won't see Holloway to open the series, and some are speculating we won't see him play at all in the first round." The entire Stanley Cup playoff picture is now available, with the regular season closing up last night. In the first round of the Western Conference, we'll see an all-Canadian matchup of the Toronto Maple Leafs and Ottawa Senators, an all-Florida matchup of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Florida Panthers. The Washington Capitals will battle the Montreal Canadiens, and the Carolina Hurricanes will face off for the New Jersey Devils. Along with the Winnipeg and St. Louis matchup, the Western Conference will see the Dallas Stars and Colorado Avalanche face off in the Battle of Mikko Rantanen. The Vegas Golden Knights will take on the Minnesota Wild, and the LA Kings will face the Edmonton Oilers.
Wait, Jeff, one more thing.
All right, let's get into Puckdoku. Your winner yesterday was Bill. He beat me by a uniqueness score of 2-5, so he continues to dominate me late here in the season. The best play, though, did come from me in the Washington Capitals and New York Rangers square. I played one of my, I don't know why, but one of my favorite names to ever play in the NHL, Ulf Dahlin. He came in at a 0.3%. A fun fact about Mr. Ulf Dahlen: on April 15th, 1993, Dahlen scored the final goal in Minnesota North Stars history in a 5-3 loss to the Detroit Red Wings, with Russ Courtnall and Dave Gagne assisting on the goal.
This was the Let's Go Blues Minute powered by Puckdoku. Remember to tune into Let's Go Blues Radio, the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast and webcast. Available wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube and Facebook. Until next time, hosers.